I actually bought this doll for a review video. It's different than the doll. I have a doll like this. Well, I was using a Barbie for this doll for a really long time. And then I bought a real one. Still Mattel. I bought the Mattel version. And now I'm bought the Hasbro version, and I'm going to compare the Hasbro version with the Mattel version, because they are very different. So, this is my Hasbro Elsa. She does need her hair styled. Here's my review for the Elsa and Elsa doll, and I included Anna so you could see what Elsa's arms would look like if she wasn't a light up doll and had bigger arms. So you lift her arms, she lights up. I will say what I like about the Hasbro dolls first. Her own, she's pretty. I mean, there's nothing too wrong with her. I do like that she doesn't have molded on clothes. And she has a cute face. And her hair is long. Her hair is a bit too long, actually. It's longer than the characters. It goes down to about her butt, and that's when braided. So down it looks very pretty, but it's still a little too long for the character. I did have to style her hair a bit. Both dolls have hollow, hard legs, which I don't like because they will end up splitting. I saw this one in a thrift store, not mine, it was another one, and someone had bitten her feet, and you know, kids do that sometimes, and her feet were just splitting up because she's just hard plastic and a seam. So when they break, I mean, they're done. You just have to, if you want to keep them, you have to rebody them. I don't think that either of these looked perfect to the cartoon, but this one looks nothing like the cartoon. She's a little paler. She's too dark. She's too pale. Her hair is very frizzy and not soft like the Mattel version. The color of her hair is probably better than hers. But her hair is shiny and more manageable, and it was so easy to repair. I didn't have to boil wash her hair. This hair doll has longer hair. They both have the same amount, and she has a smaller head, so technically she has more hair. Problem with the Hasbro dolls is that Mattel already made dolls that were very spot on to the Disney characters. I don't think Elsa is perfect. I don't think she looks exactly like the character. They all look sort of doe-eyed, and the character did not look doe-eyed. Her character is doe-eyed. Very doe-eyed. They made dolls that look so much like the character that Hasbro didn't want to go, once they won the bid, they didn't want to go through redesigning all the dolls to look even more like the character, so they just made tiny body dolls that are like they have tiny bodies, huge arms, big head. They are not in proportion. They don't look like the characters very much to me. I mean, it's not high quality. The hair is not high quality. This has a mold, more of a mold to her eye. This does not, so the makeup looks garish because it should go with natural lines of the eye, but there is none. It's just a little bump. So it looks like she's wearing way too much makeup. She's sickening pale, paler I think than the cartoon. And it's a little sad because they could have redesigned the doll to be gorgeous. And you can find counterfeit dolls that look like the Hasbro dolls and are very similar. But they're not the same quality, and quality is important. They'll more or less have the Barbie bodies, not the Hasbro smaller bodies, but they'll still have the larger heads. And they're not exact copies. Some of them are quite funny. They say Disney fashion instead of Frozen. And this doll is very pretty. I mean, I like her as much as the Hasbro version, but you'll get dolls that they have metal in them, they'll bleed through, they could be made with lead. It depends on the quality of the company that made them, and then their makeup might start rubbing off quicker than some of the other dolls that you find. And I did find that doll, the red-haired one, at a Goodwill, and I will show you that after this. Well, Elsa and Anna are gonna hang out while I talk about the real Anna. I mean, no, the fake Anna. She's a fake Anna and the real Elsa. Forgive my the fact that her face is a little different. And her hair is different because I am trying to turn her into more of a custom character. Because I do like her, but I already have an Elsa. Now this doll, and look at her face, that will not come off. I think that was like metal that was in her arm or inside her body. And that's what I mean about the counterfeit dolls. They're not made with the same quality, so you don't know. And there are some that are gorgeous and are on articulated bodies that look great, but you don't know how they're made. They even have ones with real eyelashes, and you'll look at the box of some of the ones that look fantastic, and they're like $1 a box, but you have to buy like 300 of them, so it's not worth it. So yeah, she's got the skinny leg syndrome, rubbery arms like Elsa. They're still a little smaller than Elsa's, and the Barbie body with like a painted on swimsuit, I think. That's how I would describe it. It's painted white. So I still think she's as pretty as Elsa, the real Elsa, but yeah, she's not the same quality. So you have to think about that when you're looking at counterfeit dolls. I'm doing the customization, and I'm going to make her own character. She's going to be like a relative of my Anna doll and my Elsa doll. Her, I don't know what I'm going to do with. I don't know if benzoyl peroxide will take out those marks on her face. If they do, I might do a video with her later. And I can't I've tried magic eraser. For her, it does not work. I do believe that dye is coming from the inside of her face. Now, Elsa's head is very, very hard. And I worry that if you had to rehead her, it would ruin her hair. Because I don't know if you can boil wash the Disney versions of the dolls. If you have a very hard head, you have to heat the head in hot water, soften it up a bit so you can remove it. This head is soft. I could just dehead her right now. I won't. Now, and there's also, price difference when you get fakes. I don't know how much she was. If you buy her in mass quantities, she's like $2 a pop. But then you have to get 300 to 1,000, and that's just ridiculous. This doll was $4, but I bought her used, and I cut some of the dead ends, the frizziness out. I'm restyling her hair, but she is cute. I mean, she's a cute doll. I mean, they're both cute, but this one, the Hasbro, is better quality. You get to vote. Because my opinion is not the only one that matters. Do you like the Mattel doll, which I prefer the Mattel doll to her. I don't know if I prefer the Counterfeit to the Mattel because I don't actually have her in my hand. I know how they make her. So you get to vote. Do you want do you like the Counterfeit, the Hasbro dolls, because some of you have grown up with the Hasbro dolls now, or do you like the Mattel versions of Disney dolls? There's also a fourth option, the actual Disney Store dolls. And just vote in the comments. Your dog wants to eat me. He walked up behind me.